everyone, and welcome to Module 4 tutorial for the week. This week, what we're going to be focusing on is lesson plans. So let's take a look at Module 4 overview. And we want to talk a little bit here about scope and sequence. So it goes into quite a bit of information. This first portion up here is what you want to think about for the scope and sequence for the particular grade level you are going to be teaching. So think about what grade level you would like to teach or the grade level that you're focusing on. And then what you're going to do is you're going to look at thinking about a year-long summary of that grade level and then the performance expectations that'll go along with it and how long it'll take. And what we really want to focus on here is the manipulatives and the standards. So here, once again, we're color coding to help you figure out the science and engineering practices, the disciplinary core ideas, and then the cross-cutting concepts. And then also we want to look at the standards covered in a unit and how do you know that they understand it? Whatever evidence can you gather? So with this, when you start to sketch out the year-long plan, you want to divide your units into quarters, or if it's taught in a different manner, some schools do it differently. Think about how your school is going to be doing it, and then understanding where the standards are going to be taught. And this statement right here, beginning with your lesson planning with an end in mind. We always want to think about the end as we're planning the beginning of the lesson. And then number 3 is really important to me is talking about differentiation for both the advanced students or the TAG students and then students with learning challenges and those two also with behavior. So, and then the most important thing, of course, is that reflection piece. Okay, let's go ahead and this is another, take a look at this resource. It's filling out the lesson plan. So here's a link to a lesson plan tutorial and we've discussed it a little bit in class already. But this has been color coded to help you know where to put the information in. So as it goes through, it shows you how to complete stage 1 in detail and then also stage 2. And then it gives you some information. And please remember when starting the lesson, you always want to start with the phenomenon. And the portion that doesn't go in the box is right here, the type when we discuss what type of lesson are you going to be doing? Is it an inquiry-based, a cooperative-based, or a problem-based lesson? So this is the lesson plan tutorial. And please, to make sure when you're discussing your differentiation, please label it below and above average in each section. And the last section, the possible misunderstandings, does not need to have differentiation there. Okay, so this is some information on differentiation, and we will discuss this in class. So please make sure that you understand it very well before coming to class. You want to look at how to differentiate the content and the process. And then there's a chart that explains that. And then also to think about how to differentiate the product itself. There's then this figure, it's divided into oral tasks, visual tasks, and written tasks, and how to differentiate that. Think of the learning environment, and then it has some information down here. We want to make sure when we're talking about that learning environment that we don't just say, well, the student will be in the hall learning with an associate, because that's not really differentiation. That's just talking about space. What we need you to do is to discuss how you are going to differentiate the lesson. Okay, and then here we go with the assignment, differentiation in the science classroom. So what you're going to do is thinking about the science lesson you're going to teach. What you need to do is how to discuss how you're going to differentiate that lesson for a student with cognitive disabilities, a student with hearing or vision disabilities, and a student that's new to the English language. So you need to share those ideas with teaching the lesson, the learning environment, or how you're going to let the student show what you know. And please make sure they have that original post by 11:50 p.m., 59 p.m. on Wednesday, and respond to 2 other classmates by 11:59 on Saturday. And right here is lesson plan 1. So for this, you're going to create a lesson that'll last 15 to 20 minutes, and you're going to be using this lesson plan once again. Later on in the course, there's going to be a second submission. And so what you need to do is please make sure to fill out the lesson plan as completely as you can to see how so that I can understand how you're thinking about your lesson plan, and think of it as if you're going to have a substitute come in and teach the lesson. So someone that's never seen the lesson plan needs to know how to teach it. So make sure you keep a hold of this, because later on in the week you're going to record this and submit it, or later on in the course you're going to submit it again with a video recording. This is the BVU lesson plan template. And then what you're going to do for your in-class work. So during class, what we're going to do is we're going to complete a practice lesson plan. And with that, you need to make sure that your group has completed 2 different differentiation strategies. And if possible, one of those strategies being technology based. Okay, so that's week 4. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help.